chick sands, and I figured, like, after looking at the sort of drops we were looking at yesterday on the last video, that it would be kind of interesting to look at some of these features that are out in the woods that were really intimidating when I first started. So, you know, in reality, you're dropping off something that's like a 30 centimetre drop or something, but reality is it looks like something out of Red Bull Hardline the first time you're looking at it. So yeah, so let's just have a quick look at some of these. So here, this is one of the first ones I came across. I mean, this is super wide angle, so it makes it look even smaller. So I don't know, like that's like 20 mil. But you're coming down from quite a fast section. It's downhill, so you hit this, and you could easily roll off of it. But like as you're hitting it quite hard, you don't really know what to do because there's a runoff, there's trees and stuff. So the first time I hit it, I was on an old bike and it was misbehaving a bit, and I didn't really crash, but I kind of went over it probably a bit too fast and ended up this is more overgrown, ended up in the bushes over there somewhere. Still on the bike, so it's not a crash. But yeah, once you get used to it, you know, now I go over it as fast as I can. And although this is it's relatively flat, so you could treat it the same as a drop, you push the bike away, but really when you're on a ramp, difference to a drop is your front wheel coming off of it in relationship to your back wheel is more dramatic. So if you were to go off too slow, like on this, there's no consequence, so it doesn't matter. So it's a good one to learn. But if you were going on a slightly bigger lip, the relationship from your front wheel dropping to your back wheel's still going to be going up as your front wheel's going down, so it's more dramatic. So generally on something that's like a jump or it's got a bit of a lip, i.e. the takeoff's going up, you need to be making sure the front wheel is going up, whereas on a drop you want the front wheel to go forwards. So you have to sort of, like I did on that one, I just push down on the suspension a bit, or you just push down to compress it, and you kind of naturally just lift up a bit as you're coming off of it, and that keeps your bike in a nice flow as you're coming off, and your both wheels hit the ground at the same time, which keeps you in control. It means you can steer. Like, you don't really want to be on your back wheel or your front wheel unless you mean to, but yeah, so it's generally as you're coming down here, you're getting ready. As you get close to the edge here, you're just pushing down and then popping back up as you go over it, and then landing two wheels, keeping an eye on where you're going, so you're always looking ahead at where you're going, so you don't end up in the trees like I did. So yeah, it's a nice little practice run. So let me see if I can film that. So we'll do a slow run first, and just see, I'll do a small pop, and it just means I'm going to land on two wheels. So approaching here, push down, up. There we go. It's actually harder to do when you're going slow. So we'll do it again, but a bit faster. So this part is just like do this quite regularly, at least every other day, and it's quite steep. It's definitely a first gear, and this is good just for your leg strength, doing this every day. When I first started doing it, by the time I got to the top, my heart was going hell for leather and I was panting for breath. So now, you know, it's still hard work, but nowhere near as bad. So even as you get older, your muscles soon adapt, and as long as you can looking after yourself, you'll soon get stronger. You'll amaze yourself. It's great experience. Let's go find something else. Trying to learn to wheelie. it's another thing that takes ages and ages. You have to keep practicing. So basically you just pull up, and the skill is to keep your body weight in your head back, and you use your back brake to save yourself if you're going to go over backwards, but you just have to keep doing it and doing it. So really, to start with, you want to be going uphill a little bit. And once you've got it up, the first pedal you do is really strong to get the front end up, but then once you're up there on the balance point, which is what you're looking for, the second pedal round needs to be not as harsh, otherwise you'll just keep going faster and faster. Getting there. This bit coming up now over here is probably the steepest bit in Chicksands, and it's really fun. And when I first started riding, this was the most intimidating bit. So you can see at the top that it's quite a long way down. From up the top, you go down a dip, then come over this. You can take off and then come down here really fast. You can take off on some of these bumps as well. So it's really good fun. But man, when you're sitting at the top, it's really intimidating. So let's have a look at that. So this is about halfway up, so you can get an idea of the. I'm not sure how far down it is. It's probably a good 25-30 foot. So there's two entrances. There's one in the bottom of the V there, which is slightly easier, and then I come in now on the top one, which gives you a bit more speed, and you come over these routes and you come down here, you're hitting about 20, 25, 28 miles an hour, and then you come up this lip and you can get some nice air going over the edge. It's really good fun. You can see people have got all sorts of different paths down here. So most mornings I come on a circuit, come down this path, and this is the top of the hill. So I come up here, and there's some nice gentle rollers down here, so I'll be going down those, but always have a look at this and think about going down there, but it's way intimidating because you've got this really loose, quite steep. You can see how sandy it is with rocks, but then this piece here is a drop. It's only a small drop, but still, then you're going down even steeper, and then you come up this ramp, get some air on the other side, and this is the secondary route where you come up even higher, come down here and you see there's a little drop there with these roots, another one hitting some more roots, and then you come off this drop down into the dell. So yeah, every day I used to come and stand at the top and think, am I going to go over it, walk down it? And it took me probably like 10 days of coming past it and looking at it to get up the courage, and then one day your brain just goes, yeah, you're ready for it. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. You just went down it, and such a good feeling. It's really fast, and you get some air off of that. So I did that about, say, 10-15 times, you know, coming in every day doing it, and again, then one day your brain says, well, you know, I've got that nailed, time to do this one, which always seemed very intimidating because it's a good sort of 3 foot higher than the other one, plus you've got these rocks to the roots to deal with, so you've got a sort of 6, 10, 12 inch drop, and you're going quite fast, and then you hit the next bit and then there's another drop, so you kind of make sure your weight's back so you don't plunge off of it, because it's all loose and fairly uneven, so you have to look where you want to go, because you can end up in that rough ground there, and then as you go across the top, to start with you want to scrub off a load of speed, otherwise you're going to get a load of air, which is going to freak you out the first couple of times. Yeah, so now I can do that, but that's after doing it about 20 times. Like, this is nothing now. It's fantastic, such a good feeling. So this is another sort of just backing up that progression thing. Don't push yourself too much. And then the sort of most recent bit that I've done here is this much slower, more technical section where you go down this rutted bit here. This is much steeper. Then you go around the corner there, and then it goes vertical, and you sort of go in between that stub and the tree, and you sort of go straight down, pick up a lot of speed, and then go back up the other side. But this is really nice because you have to go slow and it's technical. I came off the other day and kind of rolled down the vertical bit, kind of hurt a bit, but yeah, good pain, no gain. So let's have a go at that. Right, we won't come in too fast, but hopefully you get an idea of how steep it is. So we'll go the easiest one first, go a bit faster on this one. Whoa! That's fun. Okay, so now we'll do the higher up one. So we have to keep our weight back. So the next bit we'll do is the more technical bit, which I'm still a bit more nervous about because I crashed the other day, but it's much slower and it's more about balancing your braking and keeping your weight back. On all of these downhills you need to keep your weight back, so much slower into this. It's more about keeping your balance and your weight back, especially when it's dry. Right, this is really steep. Oh man, these things never look as bad on camera. So this one, this is probably the highest part of the woods. So this one's nice and easy. It's just a bit of fun. It's quite a wide path, good visibility. No technical bits in there you have to worry about. But you can go a bit faster, so you know, it's just a bit of fun. So you go over this bit, and there's a path that just goes down, and then there's another dip down. So here we go. That's fun. You could go a bit faster and just pop off the edges to get a bit of air, but took it easy that time. So now, on YouTube you get the likes of John O'Jones and the guys from Brink and Matt Jones. They do some videos here when you see them talking about loam. It runs just further down here a bit. So they're a completely different skill set, which I'm still getting used to. This is the one you see, there's two here. You see these quite a lot, I'll show you from the top in a minute, but they basically come down here, go through this gully here, and they end up further down on the footpath. But it's really weird. They look like berms, but they're not. If you put too much weight on the walls, so if you really push into the corners, this stuff gives way. Like that's quite deep, so probably not, but further up there you can see it's very loose, so you kind of have to keep the wheels and your weight down in the loam and steer more. Yeah, and just slowly get your speed up, but you definitely have to steer a lot into this stuff, which is just getting used to that. So this is the top of the hill, where you see some of the professional guys on YouTube playing around. So there's a couple of lame trails here. This is, I guess, a bit more technical one, and you can see the stuff is just really loose and light, so you can't push into the sides too much. You have to keep your bike fairly upright. Yeah, bearing in mind I'm quite new at this, so I wouldn't take it too much as gospel, but you know, what an environment. This is way better than jogging around your housing estate. Hopefully you've got some woods near you, bike parks, but so we'll do a run down one of these, but first is that one with the log on it down there, so I probably won't go over the big log. There's another smaller one, but we'll give it a go. Oh, getting there. So hard keeping your weight back. You kind of naturally want to bring your weight forward. And keep looking far ahead. No way. I'm not coming into that smooth enough. What a chicken. So we're going to one of the loam tracks. Let's do this one. So trying to skid the back wheel and steer. Feathering the front a bit. Slowly getting faster. So there's another wooden feature down here. Again, it's really small. It's a little bit taller than the previous one I showed. So, you know, once you've done something like that a few times, then you can progress a little bit up to this one. I'll go over it first. There it is. So the idea is to go over it and land on two wheels. So like the other one, I just give it a little pop beforehand, give it a bounce, compress the suspension and tyres down, and then you lift up a little bit as your front wheels get into the edge, and then you just take off. So I'll just show you rolling the bike off of it, so what I mean by rolling over it is that the bike can absorb the drop without the chainring hitting the obstacle. So you can see you can safely roll over that. You need to keep your feet level, as you could just see probably. If you've got one foot down, you are going to hit the pedal on this and you'll come off. So keep your feet level. Let's ride it. And again with a little bit of speed. You go pop. Finish off with the loam track. Sun's getting low. Thanks for watching.